Now, when are there any games or players that you particularly look forward to calling, separate from the Knicks, obviously? Are you like, do you have a Steph Curry game circled on your calendar? How do you look forward, when you get your full slate of season games at the start of the season, I imagine?
Yeah, you know what, Buster? It's there's so many great players, veterans who I love to play, I love to watch, young players that there's not usually one more than another. Clearly, I love watching Steph Curry play. He's just magical to watch. But I love Kevin Durant. I love LeBron James. I love these veterans that are in so many big games and see how they perform in the highest level. But I have to tell you, like, for example, this year's finals was as fun a finals as I've had. It ranks right up there with one of my all-time favorites because you had new faces who are now on the biggest stage. So to see Devin Booker, the way he was able to play, see some of these younger players like Cam Johnson,
Yeah.
and then with Milwaukee to see Drew Holiday, who's always been one of my favorite players, to see what he was able to do on the brightest stage and in the biggest pressure games. And then, of course, somebody like Giannis Antetokounmpo, who it's sometimes he's hard to be objective about because he's such a remarkable young man. His perspective on his career and on life and knowing about where he came from and where he is now. He's truly a young man that I really admire. So to see him play in the finals. So there's not really one or two that you like more than other. Every time I go to a game, I just hope that it's a game decided in the final seconds. That's my only wish. There are some players that I certainly perform well, but that's my wish, is that the fans watching at home are going to be as excited about this thrilling game as me.
That's great. And yeah, this finals was incredible. Yeah, like you said, Giannis is one of those new age superstars that everybody can respect and kids can look up to. And, it's pretty remarkable this year as well, just the international success, MVP international, finals MVP international, the cover of NBA 2K, Luka Doncic international. I don't know if that's ever happened before where those three categories were filled by, somebody like that. So it's cool to see people from all over the world now having like these really good humans to look up to. So
yeah, it's I started doing the Olympics back in '96, and I did 4 summer games, and it was my first real entry into international basketball. And I remember every Olympics being blown away by how good these players who I'd never heard of,
right.
From Lithuania and Argentina. So to watch these players and see how there really has the gap used to be. The United States was so much better. The gap is so narrowed, as we see now with Team USA losing sometimes and sometimes not even getting the gold,
Right.
although it was really fun to watch this team bounce back after those losses. But the skill of the international player, and now the toughness and savvy of the international player. They always had the skill, but I remember it was always, he's not tough enough to play in the NBA.
Right.
That is over and done with. They're as tough and as savvy as anybody in American basketball now, and it's great for the sport.